Yo, 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 and welcome back to Creeps and Crimes
Podcast.
I'm Taylar.
I'm Morgan. Happy Thursday. Happy episode 274 and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. We're targeting you guys on Christmas. Oh my God,
Not
did you
very
open
festive. Again,
presents?
same outfits as last
we did.
week.
We're recording this right after we recorded 273, your part one. But Merry Christmas. What'd you get? Did you get everything that you wanted? Are you going to breakfast now, lunch, your next location, dinner? When are you listening to it? Let us know on our Instagram if I posted. Probably didn't because it's Christmas.
Probably not
It's
even
a holiday, guys.
Probably not even awake yet. I'm not even awake yet.
Not even awake. Knowing my sisters, they will have me up early.
Yeah, so wait, this is funny. So we're doing a Secret Santa, but like a dirty Santa.
Yeah.
But like not dirty, just like white elephant.
White elephant, yeah.
And so I think I saw this on TikTok and I think I'm going to do it. And you get a loaf of bread and you carve out the middle of the loaf of bread and you put like lottery tickets in it. And then you package it back up so it's just like a loaf of bread. That way everyone's like, oh,
I don't want that
loaf of bread.
Yeah.
So I was going to do that. And then Aaron wants to he saw this on the internet too. It's like a fishbowl.
Ooh.
And you put half a water bottle in it. So it sounds like there's water, but then you put like Swedish fish and like all that stuff and like wrap it up and you write like do not tip on it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So I think we're going to do those too. But if you have any good ideas.
That's a really good idea. No, I don't have a better idea than that.
I know.
I mean, I've got tons of boxes of shit that you could put stuff in. Like I got the Shutterfly box over there.
Yeah.
I've got Sleep box. I've got tons of
Are
shit
you
like
fully
that.
done Christmas right now?
So what I have left is I finished. Oh, they've already opened their gifts, so we can tell you. We didn't say what we got yet.
Okay,
yay, love this. So I got
Can I have a sip of your water while you're talking,
Yes,
please?
I got my mom. You know because you got it for her.
Mm-hmm.
I got my mom a boat and tote, like the LL Bean boat and tote. Morgan was able to get it engraved or embroidered at the outlets in Pittsburgh when she was up there for Thanksgiving. So I got my mom that, and then I got my dad, even though I wasn't supposed to get him anything because his Christmas gift to himself from everyone is
to save your money.
No, he wants a new front door, and he's like, I'm gonna buy myself a new front door, and that's gonna be my gift from all of y'all to me. And I'm like, okay, that's not how that works. So I wasn't supposed to get him anything, but I did anyways. I got him a really nice like beer stein. I think that's what it is. They have them at like Home Goods and stuff. Like I'm sure you guys have seen them, but it was so cute and it reminded me of my dad. But it had like Oktoberfest on it. My dad's a big beer drinker, and it just looked cool. It like matches his entire like basement, like guitar area and everything. I got both of my sisters a really beautiful necklace.
I saw it actually because I was like, what did I buy from there?
Right,
because I literally was looking on there and I was like,
I know, because our shop's connected to our fucking email now.
And yeah, I know. Yeah. It is so annoying.
It is so annoying. I got both of their boyfriends Legos. Like
nice.
A cool, because last year I got Jameson Pharrell Williams like limited edition like rocket ship that he did a collab with Legos. And because like everyone was getting Jameson stuff that he needed, and I was like, no, I'm gonna get him something fun. Like I don't want to get him that. So I got him Legos, and he loved them so much that I was like, okay, every year now I'm just gonna get someone like, and they're fucking expensive.
Yeah,
like,
they are.
They're really expensive. So I got Jameson a giant cat one. And then I got Eli because he has a Spider-Man backpack. I got him a Spider-Man one. For my grandmas, I make them every year for all three of our grandmas. So Logan's grandma and my two grandmas. I make them calendars with pictures from the year on it. And I put everyone's birthday of all the cousins, nieces, and nephews, fucking everyone. And it's miserable to make. But now I have them saved. So all I have to do is just change the pictures and fix the dates, how they align for the week. I'm doing that for them. What else did I get everyone? That's my family. That's
what about Logan's in-laws?
So we're waiting for what his mom wants. Still to this point, because he was supposed to he was going to try to do a shared gift with his siblings, and then like some stuff happened, and I was like, look, not the time, not the time. Even though that's a great gift, it's just very expensive, and it would make more sense to come from the lot of us. So what I'm going to do, just in case that doesn't go through,
she loves a framed picture.
I'm getting her a framed picture of our wedding, of everyone's weddings, and I'm going to put them in a nice frame for her. And then for my father-in-law, he was going to be a part of the gift for the mom, but as of right now, I got him a flashlight.
Hey,
I got him a really nice
he's gonna open that up and be like,
oh yeah, this is the best thing I've ever seen. For Morgan, my sister-in-law, and her husband, I got them wine glasses because I was at their house on Thanksgiving and there was not a fucking wine glass in sight. I'm like, well, bitches, that is what I'm getting you hoes for Christmas. And then for Christian, Hannah, and Joseph, I'm gonna get Joseph like a little gift, but I need to figure out what he didn't get from his birthday registry, and I'm just gonna get whatever he didn't get off there.
I have a good idea. Well, I'll tell you what I'm getting the boys, and then you can.
Yeah. Was that it? Yeah, that's it.
Nice. Okay, I got my mom and dad split together because my dad's like, just save your money. I don't want none of that shit. I'm like, of course. Okay. I was going to get him a Lolo blanket because he wanted me to get my mom a Lolo blanket so bad, but they're literally all sold out except for baby size. Yeah. So it's not even worth it.
No.
Anyway, I got them a Jolie shower head because they have such hard water. I think it'll be really good for their skin.
I can't wait to hear a review because I really want one.
Yeah, me too. And I'm hoping that she will then infiltrate that into the bathroom that we use when we're home. That would be really nice. So I got them that. I got Marshall. My gosh, you guys. I got Marshall a shower beer holder.
Great gift.
And some Kiehl's face cream because he was like, get me Hydro Boost. I was like, I'll get you Kiehl's.
I'm not going to get you Hydro Boost. Yeah. I will get you a good one.
I'll get you Kiehl's if that's what you want, face lotion. And then whenever I was home for Thanksgiving, he's like taking 2 beers up to the shower. I'm like, what are you doing?
Are you okay?
And he was like, the one question you ask someone when you meet them is, how many shower beers do you drink? And I'm like, really? I can't say I've ever asked anybody that ever. He goes, well, it's better than what's your favorite color. I'm like, okay, good point.
Where are you meeting people at?
That's, my question too. So anyway, he's getting a shower beer holder. Mitchell and Marley, Sarah, Pearlie, and the boys, all the same thing, which was a red plate that we used to have growing up. Yes. It's a German plate and it says, you are special today. And my mom only had one. I don't know who gifted it to my mom. That would be a good question to ask. I'd love to know. So I wrote on there, like, I hope you guys fight. I hope your kids fight over this. Like, you know, we used to. And then I got all the boys. I got Bodie and Augie this would be a good gift for Joseph. It's the Provost family night before Christmas. And I wrote on there open Christmas Eve. And it's like edited to like be like, Bodie and Augie in Denver, Colorado, when Santa flies over Denver, like things like that.
That's good.
So it's custom to them. And then I got Miles. I think it's like Miles's very first Christmas, or I forget what the title was. It wasn't the night before, just in case I want to have more children. I didn't want to like have that book. Yeah. I don't necessarily am saying that my sister's done having children either, but I just thought that was, we can update if we need to.
Right, we can update if need be.
But Miles, he got that book. Also says open Christmas Eve. That way they have a little like tradition thing to start on Christmas Eve, because especially when you were like, my mom always read the night before Christmas, and I was like,
and I have a copy of the exact same book.
Can't say my mom did. So that might be a good gift for Joseph. It's from I See Me. And then I got Mitchell and Sarah a boot dryer and like a all-weather welcome mat.
Yeah. And
then I got Augie a shit ton of clothes because I just had to. And Bodie needed a sleeping aid, so it was like this, you guys might know what it is. I want to say it's Fisher Price, but maybe it's not. It's this aquarium that goes in the crib.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, I put on there, you can open early if needed.
Yeah.
You know what it is.
You can open it up right this very moment if you need to.
So that went to Bodie. And then I got Marley some Polaroid film for her camera because they're going to New Year's Eve in the cabin for her birthday. And then Augie's birthday party will be right after that. So I thought she could use some film. Aaron's mom, we got some, I think just like clothes, honestly, like nice, like leggings. Good. Same thing with his brother. Aaron got golf club grips from me. Some clothes. And I ordered him jeans.
That's
and a little like a hat that this is the only thing he doesn't know about. He picked out everything else except the jeans, and it was a little hat from good merch. And I'm supporting his creators because I appreciate when people support me as a significant other. He loves the good guys or the good golf or good golf guys, something like that on YouTube. I don't know. I don't know either. Something like that. Merch. So they do. They have all kinds of merch.
That's a really good idea. I should do that for Logan.
So I got him a little hat a little golf hat. I would appreciate it if someone significant for that.
So many significant others are on our thing
buying our shit.
Getting our shit.
And then the other thing I got for his stocking was just, I really wanted him to have like a nice little like bathroom bag, mostly because his shit is everywhere.
Yep.
And so I just wore, I mean, it wasn't nice. It was just, you know, $10 off Amazon.
Yeah.
Just leather bag.
Yeah.
That he can take and travel with. And you can put shaving cream in his razor.
Good.
And I got him a little nail kit because he's always like, you're taking my nail
Oh
clippers.
my God. The fucking nail clip gate.
And
here
so
at this
that's
house.
going to be his bag.
That's his bag.
And I am never going to see shaving cream on the side of the fucking sink again.
Nope.
I don't ever want to see your dirty ass razors.
Don't ask me where the fuck the nail clippers are.
Don't ask me where the nail clippers are.
Yeah.
There's a toothbrush holder in there.
That's
like I got like
yours.
$1 like packing things like, and that's it.
That's good.
And keep your shit in your bag.
That's a really good idea.
And that's that. I feel like I'm missing. Oh, I feel like I got this because I did pick it out for my mom. Because my dad, you guys, my dad.
Oh God, Bucky. God love him.
My dad.
He's just.
Anyway,
trying
I
his
got my
best.
mom a new vanity chair because she's been using this like Five Below stool.
Yes.
In her bathroom. It's just like this cheapy little neon green thing.
My
It's one of
mom's
ours
is a piece
from
of
like
shit. Yeah.
from like fucking high
Moms
school.
will do that with their vanity chairs. They just let them just wear the hell down.
Yeah, so I got her a nice one with like good back support,
Yes.
legs. It's sturdy. It's a little bit higher.
Yep.
So I hope she likes that. But
That's a good one. That's a good idea. Logan's gift from me got delivered today, and he ran
from
out.
you, so you ordered
No,
something?
no, no. Logan's
Oh,
gift
for
to
you.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't gonna do gifts.
Yeah, we weren't gonna do gifts, and then all of a sudden the other day when we were about to record the Patreon live, Logan's like, "Morgan, let me show you what I got Taylor." I'm like, "What? What you got me?" Because we did not agree to do that. Like, what the fuck? Anyways, it got delivered today, and he's like, "Don't come out here. Tell me where the wrapping stuff is." Oh God! So I'm like, I can't tell you because I've shoved them somewhere that they're not supposed to go. So I was like, just go upstairs. Let me get all the gift wrapping stuff together, and then you can come down and wrap it. So I put it all out, whatever. He comes in here and he shows me his wrap job.
No, Aaron's is so bad too.
I'm not saying that mine's amazing by any means because it takes me a million hours to get it to look how it does. But good God.
Yeah.
Good God, man. Like, seriously.
God.
So that got delivered today. So
I'm really excited for you. You're gonna love it.
I am nervous. So now I got to figure out something to get him because I thought we weren't doing it. There is one thing that I really do want to get done for him. I just don't know if it's going to be feasible in the time that I have. Like, if I would have known we were doing gifts, then I would have been able to set this up a few weeks ago. But like, I want to get charm that has Jackie's finger imprinted in it. And I want to get it like properly put on his necklace, but the like hole is too tiny to get over the clasp or the loop on his nice necklace that I got him for our 5-year anniversary, which is literally right after we found out I was pregnant. And that horoscope that we read on Pipe and Hot Goss, it was like, don't do anything after the night. Don't buy Christmas gift after the 19th. So I've got 4 days to figure this all out.
no.
I got 4 days to figure out. Now I have to make up. I've got to take over his parents because he dropped. That was not me. That was him. I said, I handle like the main gifts for my family, and then he figures out, he goes and he fishes and then tells me what to get, and then I pull the trigger and I get all the gifts.
Yeah, I'm really proud of my gifting this year. Now I tried.
You did a good job.
I like to go bigger on Christmas because we don't do birthdays. We don't
Yeah.
even do like birthday dinners or anything. I mean, my mom will always get us a birthday gift, but like we don't really celebrate each other throughout the year besides like a phone call, happy birthday, love ya, kind of thing. So, but I am sad because you guys know my holiday enemies are my sister, sister-in-law, brother, and brother-in-law because they won't come home because they have children, which I get. I understand. I get it.
The Thanksgiving could have happened,
But
for sure.
selfishly, I'm mad.
Yeah.
So anyway, I shipped everyone's gift to them, and then I'm gonna make them FaceTime me. But I think they'll all love theirs.
Okay, guys.
I'm so excited. I hope everyone had a great Christmas morning
And happy
with their family.
holidays. I can't wait to hear all of the tea that we will request here soon in the next lineup of TBBs. Because I know some wild ass shit's going to come down.
Oh yeah.
And we will be asking the week after New Year's, we're going to ask you as a question of the week, what crazy shit went down over the holidays? And that's what we want to hear.
And then so make sure someone writes in an Ames about that, please.
All right, guys, we're going to hit you with it, and we're going to get into these Christmassy, creepy accounts.
Ooh. Ho, ho, ho. If you're driving that sleigh, then put those reindeer in cruise control.
And pour that milk up.
In the eggnog. And let's get cookies. Ho, ho, ho.
I don't know where we were going.
I don't either.
I knew we were going to get festive with it. Okay, so again, if this is your first creepy account, you can send in creepy accounts at creepsandcrimes.ca@gmail.com. You can do it through our Reddit thread, which is Creeps and Crimes, or you could do it through the portal on our website, through the Contact Us page, which is creepsandcrimespodcast.com.
She's only said that 4 times today.
Literally, this is the third. So, Morgan, let's get into the first Christmassy creepy account we have.
The first one we have is from Alexandra using she, her pronouns. The title is The Haunted Christmas Gift.
Ooh,
Hi, friends. My name is Alexandra, she, her, and I'm a fairly new listener that was introduced to you girls during Paraween after your collabs with And That's Why We Drink and Ladies in Tangents.
Oh my God, hi.
I am so excited to add you to my weekly listening lineup. You have full permission to share my Christmas story. I hope I'm not too late getting this in. I've been dying to tell my story, but haven't quite found the right platform yet. But Merry Christmas and let's get creepy.
Let's get it.
Remember we tried to do the 25 days of Creepsmas?
No, it was 12 days. And I almost tried to do it again this year. But then I was like, wait, not the time. We
were so excited. However, everyone was like, guys, that's not a good idea.
Yeah. Well, everyone was saying, don't flood the feed. All everyone does now is flood the feed.
Literally.
So we were ahead of our time. Just no one would let us be free.
Yep. Chained down and shackled.
Chained down and shackled.
The year was 2007. I was 10 years old and I was gifted a My Twin American Girl doll for Christmas.
I'm jealous as hell.
Oh, you didn't have a My Twin?
I've never had an American Girl doll to this day. To this day, I've never gotten gifted an American Girl doll.
What?
I know. It was all I ever, but like,
I remember sitting on my dial-up computer mocking out like what I wanted my doll to look like, what color eyes, the hair to match me, and then I got to pick a matching outfit. It was the best day ever when it came in.
That's so fun. Lola and Phoebe both got one. I got one from Walmart.
My gymnastics mat. I never got my gymnastics mat, and that I could have been a collegiate cheerleader had I got that. And I never did. Like, it's like the one gift. Is that your one gift?
Yeah, it's like my one. I mean, I talk about it like pretty often too. Like, I'll never forget.
Like, even if you got it at 30, you'd be happy.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, one of these days, I'm going to open up a gift and it's going to be an American Girl doll just because I've raised so much hell about it.
That's how I feel about my gymnastics mat. I'm so serious.
And like, I'm so excited for the day that I have a daughter and she tells me she wants an American Girl doll. I'm like, it's my mission.
Like, actually, get in the plane. We're going to Chicago or New York.
We're flying there. You're going to make it yourself, baby. Seriously.
There were whispers around how creepy it was. It was a spitting image of me. The nose was the correct button shape. She even had my beauty mark on the left side of my cheek. I loved her.
I love her.
And I named her Lily without hesitation.
Duh.
A few more whispers spread through the room, but as the little girl I was, I ignored them and went on to play with my new favorite toy. My parents bought us matching clothes, a bed for her, and matching bracelets. Oh. A year or maybe 2 go by, and as I get older, I play less with my dolls, but still, I had a few out on display, as I think my many 90s baby girls did.
Yep.
Until I started having the nightmares.
Oh, shit.
Dreams of some of the scariest things you can imagine regarding monsters, missing loved ones, etc. On the cusp of growing up in puberty, I was visited by a little girl in my dreams that looked similar to me but wasn't. She told me that she wouldn't hurt me. Everything was going to be okay. And that her name is Lily. This girl has visited me a handful of times during stressful years. She even visited me in the real world.
What?
I would see shadows, things would move. I brought this up to my mother around 15 years old after she opened up to me about her spiritual side. She didn't tell me when I was younger because I was afraid of the paranormal, but she said the reason why people made comments about the name Lily was because that was my mother's great aunt's name. And she was considered the witch of the family.
Holy shit.
I have chills. I take this information with me and carry it the rest of my life. It wasn't until 2017, 10 years later, that I was sitting in my apartment with my college roommate when I saw the shadow of a little girl out of the corner of my eye. My roommate made a comment before I could even acknowledge that she saw her too. I explained the entire story of Lily.
Oh my God.
Come to find out, months later, my grandmother would pass away, and I think she was coming to visit to comfort me. 7 more years passed, and my now husband shared with me that while I was at work, he had the strangest dream that a little girl was sitting on our bed. She was calm and he wasn't afraid of her. I then explained to my skeptic of a husband about my past experiences, and he said, yes, it looked a lot like you. I thought maybe I was being visited by our future daughter.
Oh my God.
That year was the year my mother passed.
Oh my God.
I bring up these events to connect the fact that maybe Lily is my great-great aunt who is now my spirit guide. It could be a time travel scenario of future me or future daughter, but to wrap the story up in a pretty little bow, today, December 11th, is the 1-year anniversary of my father's passing, as well as my parents' wedding anniversary, another spiritual story for another time. I have been cleaning out my childhood home, and in a bag that my mother-in-law helped me pack, I found the matching bracelets mentioned before, and I do believe it to be a sign.
Oh my God.
Thank you for listening to my story, and happy holidays to all.
Oh my God, Alexandra.
All I kept thinking was Lily from Bunny, House Bunny.
Yes.
Lily.
Yes. Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You little witchy.
You little
witch, girl.
You little witchy
I'm
witch.
going to name her Lily. And everyone's like, oh my God.
I cannot believe everyone just sat there being like, oh yeah, that's good. But what's
great, honey.
What's even funnier is the fact that you remember that everyone was whispering and you never even like brought it up.
You're like, yeah, this is Lily. So.
Yeah, Lily, shut the fuck up. So
my best friend, actually.
Zip it. That is so crazy.
And I love that.
I love that she like visits you too. I wonder if you ever do, or if that's something you would do, if you ever get an opportunity to speak with a psychic medium. We have a girl, her name's Susan. You can check her out. You should call her.
Sue.
You should call Sue. You should call our girl Susie Q. Susan, her contact info is always in our show notes. But if you have ever seen a medium, if it's something that you ever do end up doing, I would be really curious to know about what they would say about Lily. Thanks so much, Lily and Alexandra, for your story.
But especially thank you, Lily.
Okay, the next one we have is from A, using she, her pronouns. Christmas creepy account. Hey besties, so excited to get Christmassy.
Woo!
Okay, this is going to be a long one and I'm probably going to ramble a bit, but every time I listen to a creepy account, I always think, man, I need to email them. Okay, first things first, I am Appalachia born and raised in West North Carolina. My husband's family all hail from Eastern Tennessee, so I truly feel connected to you girls.
I'm fucking sat.
I am here. We're sat. Get comfy, girls, because this one we're in for a doozy. I'm positive of it already by this intro. My husband watched Rudy as a kid and fell in love, so therefore our family are now Notre Dame people, but I swear deep down I identify as a Vol. Look, right. Both of those teams, good luck. Anyways,
yeah.
Anytime I'm telling him a story from you guys, I say, you know those girls I love in Knoxville? Anyways, I just wanted to introduce myself as your loving big sister from across the mountain. Hey, just over the bend, bestie. You can call me A and my pronouns are she, her. Okay. So now onto my story. Trigger warning for alcoholism, suicide, and child abuse. I was raised by a belligerent, functioning alcoholic who raged all night and would get up and go to work for 25 years every morning like nothing ever happened the night before. When he was good, he was so fun. My dad was the funniest, smart-assiest, not a word, sorry, silliest person I've ever known. We did all the outdoorsy mountain people things, and I truly felt like a daddy's girl. At nighttime, he would turn into a monster that never should have been alone with women or children. When I was 7, my father attempted suicide in front of me while my mother was outside on the front porch calling 911. I remember the paramedics coming inside, scooping me up, and praying so hard that the paramedic who was holding me would just take me home with him.
Oh, man.
My dad survived the attempt, and it was a rocky road to say the least after. I remember constantly hearing voices and strange things happening in our home, and I am 100% positive there were demonic happenings consistently going on. I became saved, as most evangelicals recognize it, when I was about 7 years old, and I truly felt close to God and his spirit. Since then, I've become a very spiritual, sometimes spooky girly. And the way you're framing this, I feel like you're like Pentecostal or something.
Pentecostal?
Boom, nail on the head. I was raised Pentecostal. Okay, hold on, let me go back. I became saved. Okay. Since then, I have been a very spiritual, sometimes spooky girly. I was raised Pentecostal, and as my therapist put it, those are probably some of the most spooky of the religious folks there are. So I wear it as a badge of honor now. And that is 100% true. My husband and I are now pastors, and wow, Bessie, I feel very honored that you listen to us.
Me too.
Yeah. And I love being able to show people the love of God that doesn't involve man-made hate ideologies or religion.
Literally.
Hey, we knew we were rocking with you. We really did.
We've been looking for a church.
We really have. Let us know. Anyways, all that to say, I am a spooky girly to my core. Growing up was difficult, as you can imagine, and in 2013, my husband and I gave birth to our son, our true miracle after failed procedures, medicines, you name it. My dad was sober at the time, and our son was the apple of his eye. My son would spend every summer in the mountains with my dad, and it truly was the magical childhood I had always hoped for me and for him. 3 years ago, my dad slowly started slipping into old habits and started abusing prescription drugs as well. I eventually had to make the hard call to remove my son from my dad's life until he could clean up again. Let me be perfectly clear. I never expected my dad to be perfect. I just couldn't let my son be alone with someone who was putting him in dangerous situations. 100% agreed. I promised my husband that my son would never have the childhood I did. And I saw it slowly starting to happen when he was taking my son to places a child shouldn't be and letting him see things a child shouldn't see. I met my dad in person one night to talk all of this over with him, explaining that my son and I would still come take him out for dinner, etc. But at this time, they could not be alone together. That went about as well as you can imagine, and my dad blew up. At one point, I said, quote, I just don't want my child to have to recover from his childhood like I did. My dad got really upset by that and told me the only mistake he ever made was not going through with the suicide attempt.
Oh, man.
Those are words of an addict. That's not true. I was gutted and crushed, and every single adjective that could describe a little girl on the inside being hurt by the first man who was supposed to love her. I'll skip all the rest of the details, but wanted you all to get a gist of the story. A year later, after some really awful, dramatic things, I had to file for a protective order against my dad for my family. We had court in October of 2024, and he wouldn't even look at me. Fast forward to December of 2024, my stepmom, who was estranged from him at the time, called and told me that my dad was in the hospital pretty sick, as all of his organs were failing from a lifetime of hard living. He had been in and out of the hospital before, so I didn't really think much of it, and to be honest, at this point I really didn't care that much. A week later, she called me and said he was at the end of his life and everyone who was going to say goodbye needed to be at the hospital. I was mainly in shock, and when talking it over gently to my then 10-year-old, he was hell-bent on going to say goodbye to his pa. There was absolutely no part of me that wanted to go and say goodbye. Not so much because I was angry, but I just couldn't imagine having to sum up all that I had to say and goodbye in the same words, in the same short minutes. My husband was so incredible and supportive, and we decided that this was something we owed my son. So if I needed to suck it up for a few minutes to let him have closure, I would dig deep and find the strength somewhere. My stepmom had to turn in the list of visitors on Saturday, December 21st, and then we would all go to visit him on December 22nd. I didn't sleep for 2 days, truly absolutely distraught about having to see my dad face to face, considering the last time I saw him was in a courtroom. I remember vividly praying to God to give me strength because I knew this wasn't something I could do alone. The morning of the 22nd, my stepmom called as she was on her way to the hospital to give his doctor the list of the visitors. The hospital staff called her as she was in the parking lot and told her that he had passed. There would be no visitors. He was gone. Now, I won't say that this was great by way of closure, but my son sees an excellent therapist. Millennial mom here. It's okay if your kids have therapy.
True.
Clap, clap, clap. And he has truly walked through the grief and remembering his pa in the best ways. The Harley riding, camping, fishing, cussing in the basement pa. I felt like I was giving a Christmas miracle by not having to have the conversation that, had to be honest, I know my dad and I were both dreading. I can't help but feel like he gave me one last Christmas gift by letting me off the hook. I unblocked him and sent a text message the night before he passed, letting him know that I forgave him and I truly hope he finds peace and can move on in a dignified way. He responded, and that is a closure I needed. Therapy has taught me that forgiving him doesn't absolve him of the horrendous things that he did, but it helps me move forward in my life with peace and grace to those around me who struggle with addiction of all kinds. My dad's funeral was on Christmas Eve, and I truly think he needed one more day to be the center of attention. That day, the day that my dad passed, I was in the shower and my husband was in the bathroom talking to me. We were reminiscing on fun times with my dad, and the lights in my bathroom went completely off. Not a flicker off like the power had been cut, then back on. We laughed and we said, okay, we see you. The same thing happened on Christmas morning as my son opened up a Build-A-Bear with my dad's voice in it to him. I was at a restaurant with my cousins telling them about how weird it was that the power kept going completely off for a brief moment. And while we were eating, it happened there. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I was scrolling on TikTok the day after Christmas and came across a medium doing readings for people he was drawn to. And what do you know? Your girl got picked. He instantly picked up on my dad with an R name and said, I know this is so cliche, but I just want you to know your dad is most certainly messing with your lights and he thinks it's hilarious. He doesn't do it as much now, and I think he's probably moved on to haunt others, wink, but it genuinely felt like exactly what I needed. In the weeks after, I scheduled an appointment with Susan, and she was the most warm, caring soul. Aww. We talked about my dad a little, but she shared so many other things with me, even that my husband's tire was going flat, and as he was coming home that day, it blew. Susan, you dirty dog, look at you. Knows. She always knows. And she gave me so much peace and hope, and it truly is wonderful to see a talent like hers so purely used. She is a gift. Thank you girls for sticking out this long. I just knew I needed to write when I heard you mention Christmas accounts. Taylar, my family has prayed for you and Logan and baby Jackie since we heard the news. I remember laying in bed weeping over your Instagram post. Thank you for sharing the treasure that was Jackie with us, and I pray he always shows up for you whenever whenever you need him. Your vulnerability and just the way that you have a heart talking about people touches us more than we could ever say. Morgan. It's so clear what type of...
Oh my God, why do I have a note? No, I don't want a letter. Don't read my letter.
I'm reading your letter. Morgan, it is so clear what a kind and intentional friend you are, and the way that you give people space to share their vulnerabilities is something that very, very few people have. I hope you all have the most wonderful Christmas, and I hope that you don't send Bucky anything via Amazon, and I hope that you don't make Chip wait too long for the Christmas mail. So much love for your from your big money ballin' bitch, but she put B, can't say that word because I'm a pastor, big sister from across the mountain, XOXO. XO, love, A. Okay, well, you got me, eh? You really got me right now.
You really got me.
You really got us that time, girl.
Wow, that was such sweet words.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for everything that you said at the end. Thank you for the turkey sandwich. You know what that means. And
thank you for the turkey sandwich.
But what a beautiful story, and I really love I feel like you might have gifted a lot of people with your story today.
Absolutely.
Because anyone that is raised by, around, whatever it may be, an addict of any sort, I feel like can find a lot of peace in the story that you told, and especially the guilt-freeness of the way
I could feel your healing, like, as your storytelling,
the way that the closure happened, and the way that you're healing after the fact, and like the things that some people, like the way that everything happened was exactly as it was supposed to be, and you wrote it so beautifully and told your story so beautifully. So thank you so very much.
Thank you for that, A.
You really fucked me up, A. Sorry, didn't mean to say
the
F word because you're a pastor.
Pastor A, don't you ever write me a note again.
Pastor A, don't ever do that again.
Ever.
We will cry about it forever.
Don't you ever do that.
Okay.
Thank you for the turkey sandwich.
Thank you so much for the turkey sandwich.
Alrighty. The next one we have is from Kayla using she, her pronouns, and the title is Dream Walking, 3 Eyes, and Oh My, Christmas Gift of Horror.
I'm terrified.
Me too.
Switching gears
here. Okay, so I know y'all want Christmas stories, so I'm avoiding your questions from the last time I wrote in. Firstly, my thoughts go out to both of you, sending love and light.
Thank you.
Now into the story that I love telling. My grandparents used to be party animals and didn't live the best life while my mother was growing up. So it was no surprise that they bought my mom a Ouija board for Christmas one year.
I mean, honestly, iconic.
They quickly became obsessed with it and often brought it out to play with. From my mother's accounts, it started off as normal and questions were asked and answered. She said her friend would often use it with her and they would ask questions like, will I find true love? What's the name of my future husband? So on and so forth. Mm-hmm. Then it started to ask her questions.
Oh, God.
Like, can you put me on your dresser? Can you store me under your bed?
Oh, how the tables have turned.
And straight outside into the dumpster.
Yeah.
It quickly started to freak her out, so she packed it in its box and put it in the top of her closet and forgot about it. However, weird things started to happen.
I'm sure.
Like my grandparents' front door slamming open randomly at night. Apparently, my grandparents thought it was funny and would often say, come on in.
No.
Little did they know, they continuously invited something dark into their lives. My mom started to feel weird in her room, like someone was watching her. One night, they were in the living room when they heard some stomping, like someone was angrily stomping upstairs from outside their home. The stomping went all the way up to their door and stopped. Their front door slamming open right as it stopped. My mom said it sounded like they were coming up from a long stairwell, like the pits of hell.
I hate this.
I just heard all of that in my head.
Me too.
One night, my mother was sleeping when she woke up and heard someone open her door. She was laying on her stomach with her foot sticking out. I can't.
No.
With her foot sticking out the bottom of her blanket. This is my biggest fear.
It really is.
She listened, thinking it was one of her younger siblings coming into her room to mess with her, when someone or something grabbed her big toe and yanked. It yanked her so hard she slid a little in the bed. When it let go of her toe, she heard running away and her door shutting. She immediately assumed it was indeed her little brother, but the next morning when she confronted him, he swore that it wasn't him.
Oh my God.
Well, my mother became a Christian, and with her finding Christ, she motivated her parents as well. She found faith and started to pray. One day, she glanced up to her room window and saw an older lady sitting in the rocking chair between her bed and her sister's. Now, why did your mother have a rocking chair sitting out the window?
Look, let me tell you something. We've said it once. We've said it again. We don't want to see a fucking rocking chair anywhere in your house. Period.
Especially facing outside the window.
Just why is there a rocking chair? Don't bring
or in the corner of the closet in the window.
Let me say you something. If I see a rocking chair in anybody's house I'm walking, I'm throwing it out the door.
Me too. Between her bed and her sister's. She said she never felt any fear for the woman, and if anything, she felt comforted by the woman. To her, she was her guardian angel. Things stopped after that. However, my grandparents decided to do a cleansing of their home once they became saved. They got rid of a bunch and decided burning things would be best. So they had the fire started and burning hot. Her and her brother were sitting side by side with about a foot between them when my uncle asked, "Are we really going to burn the Ouija board?" Fire shot out of the stove between my mother and uncle, scaring everyone. Then it shot back into the stove and the fire died completely. It took them hours to restart it, and once they did, the first thing they burned was that board.
Yeah.
My mom said when they went to burn it, they couldn't find the eye, and they had to tear her, like the planchet.
Yeah.
And they had to tear her closet apart before they could find it, and it was in the furthest corner, hidden under a bunch of items at the bottom of her closet. They burned the board and all activity stopped.
Holy shit.
I know they say it's not the best thing to do, but I think with the combination of their faith, it helped them. Mm-hmm. My mom said she remembers the name it gave her for her future husband, but she also refused to say it or always said she forgot. But I have always wondered if it started with a Z. To add, my mom and aunt were never close growing up. Mom was the oldest and was often annoyed by her, but one year she visited us and we were all sitting by the fire and decided to tell stories. This one came up, and when we started to talk about it, my aunt broke down crying. She told us that for years she felt like she was going crazy because she often saw the woman in the chair and had things happen to her as well. She didn't go into details, but the fact that my grandmother and aunt all backed up the story has always made us very careful when it comes to the boards.
100%.
My older sister left a sleepover because they brought one out. It's not something to mess with unless you know what you are doing. And it is most definitely not something that you should ever give as a Christmas gift.
Period.
I hope you both have an amazing holiday, and I send all good vibes to everyone listening. Kayla, she, her. P.S. I need to answer your questions, and I've started a Google document, but there have been some things to happen since. Also, I totally knew what Taylar meant by buzzards. Bye. Love ya.
Love ya. Kayla, yeah, thanks for the PSA. Just your friendly neighborhood reminder.
If any of you open up a Ouija board this morning,
you burn it.
Burn it.
Throw it directly in the fire behind you. Say, thanks, Mom, thanks, Grandma, and toss it into the
fireplace.
Immediately. And you say a prayer as loud as you can. Even if you don't pray, you just say one to someone.
Oh, man. If that's one PSA to take home today, it's that
It's that. And you better just learn the Lord's Prayer before
Literally.
that. Yeah. Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
And then you just keep rolling with it until it comes out eventually.
Oh, man. Thank you for that.
Oh, my God. Thanks so much, Kayla. That is, well, dude, the fire shooting out and back in.
And then out.
Let me tell you something.
I would have ran out.
I would have lit the whole property on fire.
I would have been gone. You never would have saw me back
No,
there.
really. I would have filed for divorce. I would have ran away. I would have changed my name.
Yep. I would have disowned my parents.
Kayla.
Before you read the next one, I have to plug my phone in. It's
yeah, go ahead. Okay, the next one we have is from Caroline using she, her pronouns. This is our Caroline. Okay. Ho, 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 ho's Christmas CA is the title. Christmas creepy account. Hi, ladies. I heard that you were looking for creepy accounts that involved Christmas, and I've got one for you.
Ooh.
This is mainly not my story, but mostly my mom's story. All the good shit happens to her. And you already know, I've already included a layout of the house at the bottom so that you can follow along. Thank you. I saw it and I love the layout. It's giving Taylar. A little background. My grandfather on my dad's side, Sam, passed away just over 4 years ago. We called him Dan Granny. Dan Granny. He was supposed to be granddaddy, but my oldest cousin couldn't say that, so Dan Granny it is.
Dan Granny.
And he was, we will say, stern. He was a pilot. Oh, yeah. He was a pilot in the Navy. 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
That dropped supplies during the Vietnam War. Thank you so much for your service, Dan Granny. And then continued to be a pilot for American Airlines up until he retired. Wow. He wasn't the nicest guy around and had a very dry sense of humor, but he loved his family and loved them hard. Dan Granny and I were never super close, considering I'm a middle grandchild out of 6 and of the 4 girls. You guessed it, the middle. So I didn't spend a whole lot of time with him. It wasn't until after he died that I found out this man loved Christmas, specifically the vintagey, incandescent, multicolored Christmas, and he loved a prank. I mean, the driest sense.
He's the kind of pilot where you're like waiting and you're delayed on the tarmac and they're like, sorry, folks, we're just having, looks like engine problems. We'll be taking off shortly.
Or
and
they come on with like the most psychotic like thing ever. And they're like, sorry, guys, it seems like they're having a fucking party out there. Like, you know what I love when they say like something so sarcastic about
like,
what's happening.
Engine problems?
Please
and they're
don't
like,
say
but
that.
we'll be taking off in about 3 minutes.
Are you sure then if it really is engine problems?
Looks like one engine's not working.
And he loved a good prank. Outside of Jen, a carton of Marlboro Gold cigarettes, John Wayne, and vintage cars, Christmas might have been his favorite thing. Now on to the meat of the story. The Christmas after he died, my mom started decorating as normal. The dining room table had a garland with battery-powered fairy lights and those battery-powered tapered candles. Outside of our main Christmas tree, we also started putting a similar one in the dining room that had a bunch of different settings. Then over the mantle, there was another garland with battery-powered fairy lights. Every time my mom sets these decorations out, she makes sure that everything with a battery has a fresh, out-of-the-package set of batteries and that the bulbs are functioning properly. Properly. Then for the small tree, she always has it set on the warm lights to either a slow Okay, I'm gonna get this. I swear to you, Caroline. Here we go. Then for the small tree, she always has it set on the warm lights to either a slow twinkle or solid pattern. The Christmas following my grandfather's passing was already weird because it was the first Christmas without him, and we were missing a large personality during the celebrations. Then the lights started. As I mentioned, my mom is a warm, solid, light kind of girl. A very classy Christmas. As my parents would start to wind down for the night, either she or my dad would turn all of the decor lights in the dining room off, so that way they only had to do the living room before heading to bed. They would start to notice when going to the kitchen or bathroom that the fairy lights and or the tapered candles would be back on. My mom spent a solid week accusing my dad of pranking her. And she even pulled out her Bible and made him swear on it that it wasn't him. And remember, she had just made sure everything had fresh batteries and bulbs, so there's no way that was an explanation. After a week or so, it seemed that the small light activity had ceased, and they thought they were in the clear, but then the tree started. Mom would go through the house, turn off all the extra lights, sit on the couch, then Dad would walk through and the tree would be back on. But instead of being back on the setting where my mom had it, it would be on the twinkling multicolored lights, my grandfather's favorite. This tree in particular had setting memory, so whatever setting it was turned on before being turned off, it will remain when you turn it back on, meaning something was changing the setting. I had gone to my parents a few days before Christmas that year, and my mom was explaining the whole situation to me, and she said, well, I've already turned them off tonight, but if they turn back on, you'll see. And I just stared into the dining room and asked, you've turned them off already? She nervously said yes, and I had to break the news to her that the tree was in fact back on. I think this was her breaking point, and she started speaking to the air and said, all right, Sam, that's enough. And basically told him to stop fucking with her lights and that she likes her decorations the way that they are. From that point, for the rest of the season, the lights remained how they were set and did not turn on once they were turned off. However, like clockwork, every year since, they go through the same battle until Mom has had enough and has to tell Dan Granny Granny to knock it off.
Tan Granny.
While driving back to Knoxville from my parents' house after Thanksgiving, I was listening to episode 270, Creepy Accounts 56, thinking about the yearly war between my mom and grandfather and how I would go about writing this in. I was somewhere between Crossville and Oak Ridge and the only car on the road when I noticed a strange smell. I turned off the heaters in my car to try and pinpoint what it was I was smelling when it hit me. A smell I hadn't smelled in years. Marlboro Gold cigarettes. The smell lingered for the next 30 minutes or so and disappeared just as it came, and I knew my damn granny was just popping in to say hey. Thank you, ladies, for continuing to do what you do. Your work does not go without recognition or appreciation. Love you, besties. And then this meme of Chessie. And then here is our phenomenal, I must say, layout. Love it. I know this was made on Canva.
Oh, yeah.
I know this was made on Canva. I know
some
that
good shit right
fucking
there,
Christmas
Caroline.
tree anywhere. I know those couches and fireplaces anywhere. Good shit, Caroline.
Good shit.
Love it.
You know, I don't know if did I tell you about my dream and my Christmas tree?
No.
So when you were in Denver,
Okay.
that Saturday night, I had a dream, and there was a fire in the house.
Okay.
And when I woke up, there was no fire. And right where the tree was just a ring of ashes. Like only the tree had caught fire and just like burnt down
to ashes.
And there was nothing on the wall, nothing on the ceiling, nothing like that. It was just a circle pile of ashes where my tree was.
Okay.
Ever since then, I've had no electricals with this tree. Ever since then, my lights, which there is no setting for this, mind you. There's no other settings on my tree. There's not twinkle. There's not multicolor. There's not dim and brighten, dim and brighten. It's just you turn the lights on, you turn the fucking lights off. They will get really bright and then they'll dim.
Like it is a surge.
Like at random points.
Oh my God. What in the hell?
Yeah.
Or do not leave that plugged in overnight.
No, I only do it from like 5 to like 9.
Yeah, same here. I never leave lights on at night. I'm so afraid I'm going to burn this bitch down. I really am.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know what the fuck that's all about.
You need to get Brian to come out there and check them electricals.
Yeah.
That sounds like a surge to me.
Yeah.
Damn, I hate that. Yeah. Oh my God. Well, thank God you had the dream so you won't. Like,
I know.
Like clockwork.
Because Aaron was like, are those light? I was like, yes,
they are. I know.
They
Shut
like
up.
brighten up the room.
Yeah. My house actually does that with anything that's plugged into this wall. Mm-hmm. Anything that's plugged in on this wall, because this wall goes down the entire house, downstairs only, which we have had, like, this was the only wall that we had trouble with when we first moved in and had to get a whole, like, electrical team out here to, like, redo it because it was just kind of janky, to be quite honest. And this wall, only at night. Now, granted, it could be because I can see I only plug in the fucking lamps at night,
right.
But they will like flicker. And the only thing on the ceiling that does that is the chandelier above the dining room table, you know, that one with all the things. It'll get bright.
And the bug zapper.
Mm-hmm. It'll get in the bug zapper. It'll get really bright, and then it'll like kind of really, you can't, unless you're paying attention, you wouldn't even notice it, but it like flashes.
Yeah.
And the Christmas tree does it because it's on that, and it only does it when the AC turns on, and I'm like, that's not good.
Yeah,
that's not good. And I've already had the whole thing rewired, so it makes me nervous because this house has burned down before.
Yeah. Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
Don't like that one at all.
Alrighty. So the next one we have is from Anonymous. Title is Christmas Creepy. I saw Santa. No frickin' joke. I'm here for this.
No frickin' joke.
Hey, ladies. I'd like to say Anonymous if this gets around the podcast. Just want to say I absolutely love your podcast. I've been listening since 2023. I never miss a TBB or a Thursday episode drop.
Love.
Don't hate me, but I do think I've listened all the way back through season 1, and I'm still here, and I love you, so don't fret.
Okay, well, good. Then you passed the test.
You girls have me laughing out loud at almost every episode, and if I'm not laughing, I'm crying or pausing to collect myself because some of these creepy accounts really be getting to me.
They do.
Anyways, apologies in advance if I don't use commas correctly. That shit confuses me, but I still try.
Me too, bestie.
1-star review. Just kidding. So Christmas creepy, here we go. Christmas has always been so special in my family. We are big on traditions. Christmas Eve baking, Christmas Eve church service, and a large feast followed by watching of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Love.
It is the best. We still do this to this day, and I'm 25 years old with a husband that now joins. I have one sister that is 3 years younger than me, and we always had a tradition to sleep in my parents' bedroom the night of Christmas Eve so we could all wake up together and see what Santa left us by the tree. We would make a large nest on the floor filled with pillows and blankets and try to get to sleep as fast as possible so that Santa could visit our home. I always remember my sister and I going to bed first, and my parents would stay up and, help Santa. Not sure how we stayed oblivious every year because that was obvious as fuck. Anyway, my dad always made the whole Santa thing super special. I don't know if you guys know what the NORAD Santa tracker was. Mm-hmm. Yes. But that shit was up and running all day.
Yeah, of course.
He was always telling stories about how he saw Santa many years ago. Or on Christmas morning, he would say he heard Santa's sleigh land on the roof. Little things like that. I would always be very anxious about going to sleep. I don't know. The thought of a man coming into our house in the middle of the night was so eerie to me, but it was a mix of excitement and fear. One Christmas Eve, I woke up and I decided to climb in bed with my parents. That floor was not comfy. I remember noticing that the bedroom door to my parents' room was wide open. I thought that was weird because we always made sure it was closed before we fell asleep, knowing that Santa would be walking right outside the door in our living room. Thinking back, clearly my parents left it open when they came to bed, but my little brain did not put that together. Anyway, like I said, I climbed into bed with my parents, and my parents have a fairly large primary bedroom. The door to the bedroom was on the opposite side of the room that the bed was. So when laying in bed, the door was across the room looking over the foot of the bed. I was laying towards the outside of the bed, cuddled up next to my mama. I'm pretty sure I fell asleep for a bit, but some time had passed and I woke up again. When I opened my eyes, there he was, standing in the doorway of my parents' bedroom. I was frozen in fear. I didn't see a red suit or a hat. It was more of a silhouette of what I pictured Santa to look like. A bigger man with a large coat and boots. Bitch, that was Hat Man. Just standing there. It was almost like he was just watching.
I'm giddy like a kid right now. I'm so excited for you.
To be completely honest, I have no idea what I did after this. I remember quickly shutting my eyes, but I must have blacked out. I don't even remember telling my parents about it the next morning, but I still have this imprinted version of Santa's silhouette. Sometimes I wonder if it was a dream or my imagination. I don't know. It obviously was not Santa, or was it? Not gonna lie, I did get the chills rewriting this because I can so vividly remember what I saw. Anyway, thanks so much for reading this. I love you guys so much. I do have another story I would like to write about sometime. We actually did have a man break into our house in the middle of the night with my mom, sister, and I home alone because my dad was always working. He was a very sick man that broke into many homes in our area. Not to mention, he was someone we knew and had invited into our home months prior. Let me know if you'd like to hear, of course. Love ya. Bye, Anonymous.
Send that in right now because maybe he was the guy at the door. But, wow. I love it.
I like these memories, like, I don't know if I concocted them in my head.
And I swear the same thing.
But, like, I couldn't, like, write you out a story.
No.
But, like, flashes of memories that I have where I'm like, I saw him.
I know. I feel the same way. And I don't know if it's just the excitement of, like, what's to come in the morning, so you dream about it, and it feels so real. I don't know.
Or did we all see the Hat Man and we're like, Santa!
Santa, that's you. Or were we all just having sleep paralysis the night before Christmas?
Literally.
Like, what happens that night?
Because we were trying to stay up and so exhausted.
But I love this story. It made me feel like a kid again. Like, I was so giddy and excited for you. And I was thinking about all the times that, like, I heard reindeer on my roof, or like I saw Santa and all the things. Like, oh my God, so fun. I love Christmas. I love
Me too.
Santa. It's like one of my favorite things on this planet to be a part of in someone's life. I cannot wait for all of us to have kids and be able to get into it again.
Santa.
I really cannot wait. It's going to be so fun. That sounds so amazing. Thanks so much for letting me have that little giddy memory with you, Anonymous. Okay, so this last one we have is from Meg, and the title is Bitch, Please Read Me. Now, what I want to tell you guys is Christmas creepy accounts are over.
It's over.
It's over now, okay? Now we're
Merry Christmas.
Merry motherfucking Christmas. We're getting back to real life, all right? This one I chose because I searched Christmas, and this came in on October 3rd. We missed it. When I saw it and I realized it wasn't a creepy Christmassy account, and I like kind of skimmed through the beginning of it, I was like, okay, this one needs to be in this episode. So this is actually a crime account.
Okay.
So switching gears, all right? Let me start off by apologizing for the rude subject. This is not how I talk. As for my name, well, we'll get into it. Anyways, I started listening to you guys in December of 2023, and yes, from the very beginning. I know, we aren't supposed to do that, but honestly, I can't just jump into something in the middle. I need it all. It totally makes my 30-minute mundane drive to and from work so much better, and I am totally hooked, and I am almost caught up. Next, I want to let you know that I have debated long and hard about submitting this story. This is actually actually my second submission. Totally my fault. By the time I got the courage to send this, the email had changed. This story is long and complicated, and I know that it will take me several days to make sure I get all of the details of this in and all of the emotions out. I also want to apologize for the length. It is somewhat more than one story, but all woven into one. I've also written it as if Taylar had researched and is reading it to all the besties.
Ooh.
This is a story of Gloria and Ed Bonds. In the mid-'80s, Gloria lived in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and was a waitress, and Ed lived in Arkansas, where he was an over-the-road truck driver. Ed met Gloria on one of his trips across the country. They became smitten with one another, and shortly thereafter, Gloria moved to Arkansas to live with Ed. In 1989, they got married. This was Gloria's third marriage and Ed's second, and it was the best marriage either one of them had entered into. Gloria was living a comfortable life. Sometimes she would join Ed in his truck and even obtained her CDL, but an accident ended her driving career. Still, she was very content in her life in a small town in Arkansas. In early 1999, Gloria's mother fell and broke her hip. Her father knew he could not care for his wife and asked Gloria to come home and help him. He knew that his grandchildren could not stop working to help them. They worked out an arrangement where Gloria would come take care of her mother for a few months at a time, then take a week off and go home to handle business there. Just typical stuff. Mowing the lawn, paying the bills, checking in with family there, that sort of thing. Ed was more than happy to drop her off and pick her up. This arrangement was working out very well. She was not only helping her father, she was mending a strained relationship with her middle daughter. She was taking care of her 1-year-old granddaughter. She helped potty train her and helped teach her to walk and just took her on days so she wouldn't have to go to daycare until September, but I will get back to that in a minute. Gloria had one daughter out of wedlock and 3 more children, 1 boy and 2 more girls, from her first marriage. Her relationship with her 3 youngest had always been strained after she and her husband divorced in 1974. He obtained custody of his 3 children. At the time, their ages were 8, 7, and 7 months. Gloria was in and out of their lives, more out than in, and always left visitation up to the children. There were also times that she would call off the visitation, leaving the oldest upset that she wasn't able to spend the weekend with her siblings, so leaving the youngest not knowing her mother. Back to September 1999, Gloria had to have carpal tunnel surgery and would be home until after the new year. Her mother was on the mend, and the grandchildren said they would do everything they could to help out. Gloria was also looking forward to the birth of her grandson. She knew that her middle daughter was pregnant and due in October and was looking forward to having another grandchild. They both knew that she would not be there for the birth, but understood the circumstances. Gloria called her parents almost daily to make sure everything was going smoothly, and it was. She had her surgery as scheduled and went through physical therapy. She was healing nicely. She also had planned to stay home for the holidays, so Thanksgiving came and went, and everything was going to plan. December was upon us, and she was looking forward to Christmas and the New Year. She was also very anxious to get back to Cheyenne and her parents. That never happened. Before I go on, let me give you a bit of background on Ed. He loved Gloria. While he was on the road, he would call her like clockwork. She was his first call in the morning before he left on his day's drive, and she was the last call that night before he got a shower and went to sleep. It wasn't always the same time, but that call was always made. Even on the morning of December 19th, 1999, Ed called the house. But this time, there was no answer. However, he didn't think much of it because Gloria had an overnight visitor, Ed's 16-year-old great niece, Rachel. She and Gloria shared an interesting bond. Gloria was only 4'10" tall, and Rachel was short as well. They bonded over this. Rachel loved Gloria and would spend as much time with her as possible. And thankfully, this was the last leg of Ed's trip, and he would be home later that day. Now, here's where the story gets a bit complicated. On the evening of December 18th, Rachel's father, Randy, and his friend Troy dropped her off at Gloria's to stay the night. That night, Randy and his wife, Lisa, Troy, and his girlfriend, never knew her name, went out for a night of drinking and dancing. While at the bar/club, Troy went off to do what? I don't know. I'm rather certain that whatever it was he was doing had something to do with drugs. He, by this time in his life, 32 years old, was a felon having to deal with drugs. Anyways, when he returned, he saw his girlfriend dancing with another man. This sent him over the edge, and he went batshit crazy. Randy and Lisa took him home and took his keys because they thought he might hurt his girlfriend. They dropped him off at home and went home themselves. The following morning, December 19th, Lisa went to pick up Rachel. When she arrived, she noticed that Ed's truck was not there, and Troy's was there. So guy who got sent home from the bar. Yes.
At Gloria's.
Yes. But he wasn't supposed to be staying there, I thought.
Right. I thought it was just Rachel.
Right. Lisa went into the house to see what was going on, only to find her daughter naked and having been shot.
Oh my God.
In obvious shock, Lisa rushes out the front door and across the street where another relative lived. They called the police. While waiting for the police to arrive, the male relative went to find Gloria inside the house. He found her. She had been bound and shot in the head at the foot of her bed. And as time would have it, police arrived and detained him, thinking that he had committed the crime. Now let's go back to the night before. Remember Randy and Lisa? Randy and Lisa are Rachel's parents. Randy and Lisa took Troy's keys. They forgot about his spare though. Troy drove over to his girlfriend's house, beat her, shot up her place, and since they shared a daughter together, he told her, if I kill you, I'll have to kill her too, so I'll let you live. But if you call the police, I'll come back and finish the job. He left and she didn't listen to him. She called the police and reported this. She also told them that she feared for Troy's father, who lived in the same town as Gloria. However, the girlfriend lived in Van Buren County and Gloria lived in Stone County, and a phone call was never placed from one sheriff's department to the other. So now Troy was a felon who just committed a double homicide, was in a stolen truck, and the Lord only knows what kind of and how many drugs he was on and running for his life. Thankfully, his father told police that when he gets into trouble with the law, he runs to his mother's house in Indiana.
Now, is his father Ed, the truck driver? No.
No.
Okay.
Obviously, the bolo was placed. In the meantime, law enforcement located Ed and rushed him home. A few days later, a report... Because Ed's out on the road driving his truck, and he was planning to... Wait, he was supposed to be home that night.
Is Ed Troy's dad?
No. Troy is a friend of Rachel's parents, Randy and Lisa. Okay.
And Rachel is Ed's niece.
Yes.
Who was staying with Gloria.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. But Ed was supposed to be home that night. Law enforcement locates him and rushes him home. A few days later, a report had come to the Winamac, Indiana Police Department that a man had knocked on the door of a farmhouse and pistol whipped an elderly couple and shot their daughter. Several hours later, law enforcement noticed Ed's vehicle and Ed's truck was stolen from the house. Troy went over to Ed's place, went in and killed them, Ed and Gloria's, and then stole Ed's truck.
Okay.
And that's okay. I'm here now. Law enforcement noticed Ed's vehicle and a high-speed chase ensued. Troy ended up wrecking the truck and taking his own life. By now, you're probably asking, why did he target Gloria and Rachel? It turned out that he had a sick obsession with Rachel. I'm not sure about in what order things happened, but he raped Rachel. Was it before or after he shot her? I don't know. Had Gloria been killed before? I don't know this either. Rachel's funeral was on December 23rd, 1999, and Gloria's was on December 24th, 1999. She was just 54 years old. In attendance were her oldest daughter, Gina, her 2 children, her son, Michael, her middle child, Meg, and her 2 children, and her husband, and her niece, Robin. She never did get to hold her grandson. And while cleaning out her belongings with Ed's blessings, the Afghan square that she was in the process of crocheting for her grandsons were given to her daughter, Meg. 8 months later, Ed suffered a heart attack at the local pond while swimming with one of his grandsons. Unable to retrieve him from the water and provide CPR, Ed drowned. Honestly, Ed died from a broken heart. In the 8 months after Gloria's murder, Ed struggled to get back to driving his truck. He was finally making a comeback driving with his brother, stopping in Cheyenne to see Gloria's children and grandchildren. On the day before he passed, Ed went to the cemetery to visit Gloria, and all he did was lay on the ground beside her.
Oh, man.
Ladies, Gloria was my mother. I'm her middle daughter, Meg. I'm also now 58, just 4 years older than my mother was when her life was cut short. Try and wrap your head around that one, because I'm still struggling. Now for a twist. Since first writing this, you ladies began adding dreams into the podcast. Do any of you remember Sylvia Brown? She was the psychic medium that always appeared on the Montel Williams show. Now, I'm still skeptical about psychic mediums, but the one thing that Sylvia always said was, take what you want and leave the rest. So here's my take on dreams of loved ones who have passed. I believe that the loved one in question comes to you when they have crossed over into the realm that they are supposed to be in. They come to you in your dreams to provide you with peace and clarity. So for years after my mother's murder, I had 2 reoccurring dreams. One of them I still struggle to explain, but the other one, the more frequent one, goes like this. We, me, Ed, Mike, Gina, and Robin are all searching for Mom in a wooded area. We come upon a moated island with a wooden crate on it. You know, like the crate that the coyote always got from Acme. Yes, that kind of wooden crate. Well, in my dream, that crate was my mother. Ed and I would somehow be able to get onto the island, and then I would wake up. I'm thinking that I never saw my mom in the dream because, for obvious reasons, he had to have a closed casket funeral and that she had not passed over yet. Now let's fast forward to December 2007. I had moved from Cheyenne to Maryland. This would be my first Christmas away from my sisters, and my children would not get to spend it with their dad and his family. It was a difficult time. I was dreading going to bed on the night of December 18th. I knew I would wake up with those horrible memories on the anniversary of my mother's murder. Not that I don't live with them every day. It's just the night before that sometimes gets to me. Yes. I eventually went to sleep. I had a dream that night. Mike, Gina, Robin, and even Pam, Gloria's youngest daughter, all gathered at our grandparents' house. There were a lot more family members there as well, but my mom, grandpa, grandma, and our Uncle Gene, who have all passed away, were in the dream. The lot of us, Mom, Mike, Gina, Pam, me, and Robin, were all standing along the counter. When I stepped away from the line of us and turned to look at them, my mom was not there. But when I rejoined the group, there she was. I woke the next morning with an amazing sense of peace and relief. I have never had any other dreams of this sort, and I'm okay with that. Ladies, feel free to reach out to me if you would like to know more, but honestly, I think I covered it all. Love you, ladies. Love and light, Meg. P.S. There's a newspaper article from South Bend, Indiana, but honestly, I can't find much. You might have better resources than I do. There was an article in the Wyoming Tribune Eagle on Christmas morning, but I cannot locate it, and that's why Christmas popped up with this one.
Wow, I'm so sorry, Meg, that this fucking happened to your family
so sorry.
And to your mother, and oh my God.
What a horrible, horrible, horrible crime. And what's so senseless?
Yeah.
All over what? Nothing.
Yeah.
So fucking stupid. I'm so sorry that happened to you and that's your life. But I like your interpretation of dreams and visitations and all the things. I think you do a really good job at, like you said, taking what sticks and leaving the rest. And I think that's how you can kind of get like the best messages through. Like we saw in last week's creepy account where we talked a lot about, you know, perfect examples, our friend that had, our bestie that had the rooster. And it was like, you know, leave the rest, and it was like I literally did specifically ask for that, but you did
give it, but
you did give it, but really what you were looking for, what our bestie in that situation was looking for, was a hug, you know, from dad. But thank you so much for letting me tell your mom's story on here. I'm so sorry that happened to you, but I appreciate the way that you wrote this out for me. You wrote it exactly how I would tell the story.
Yeah,
to a T.
You did a great job.
You did a great job, and I appreciate you trusting us with your mom's story. And if there's anything that you ever want to add or discuss, or, you know, like you said, I think you got it all covered, but if there's anything more, please feel free to reach out. Even if you want me to just go and do like a little dig and see if I can find anything, I'd be more than happy to do that. I have kind of taken a step back recently with everything that happened with Jackie from doing cases alongside family members, and I'm hoping to get back to that once I'm in a better space with my grief journey, but I am very open to just taking a peek if you want me to. But everybody,
wow,
thank you so much for your stories today.
My fucking jaw hit the floor. I'm not even over that.
I know.
I'm so sorry.
I know.
Thanks for sharing that.
Thanks for sharing. Thank you so much to everyone who allowed us to tell their stories today. I loved getting into the Christmas spirit with you guys, and I also loved having the opportunity to tell Meg's story of her mother. But I will say we did have a little bit more fun with the other ones, of course, but that's how this always goes.
We're going to need you guys to let us know if anyone saw Santa last night.
Yes, please let us know. And also, I want to know what your creepy-ass kids had to say.
Yes.
I want to know what your creepy-ass kids had to say.
Because y'all got some creepy little fuckers.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everyone. I hope you enjoy this time with your family and your friends and your loved ones or your partners, or just by yourself if that's what you need. Just your pets. Make sure you get your pets something. Oh, I never told you what I got the girls for Christmas.
What'd you get?
I got Ophi little fishies that have catnip in them that she can throw all around and run around the house. Not a bell in sight, not a single crunchy in sight, not a beep, 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 beep in it at all. Amen. And all God's people said amen.
Amen.
I got Nona this big mouse thing that's like kind of longer. It's like a plushie
got
toy.
her Wi-Fi router.
I should have. It was kind of like a plushie toy, and it's got a swirly tail that's like kind of a slink, not a slinky, but like a what is that
Like
called?
a lawn chair, kind of?
Yeah, kind of. But she likes pulling on things with her teeth
spring.
and drag. Yeah, spring. That's what it's called. She likes pulling on shit with her teeth. And then I got Mimi this
crown.
I know, I should have. I got Mimi this like a ball. Mila loves hitting these little balls and like let them going around in a circle. And this one's like a weighted one, so it'll come back to her.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So I'm thinking maybe she'll stop doing the stationary one and maybe play with the big one and get some exercise in.
Yeah.
You know, just a little bit.
You better get that baby an extra cup of food. Christmas
Yeah, I need to. And then we did get them something else. I don't really know what it is. It's something big.
I haven't gotten Ollie anything yet.
You've gotten everyone on your list but Ollie?
Yeah.
Your baby?
I know.
Your baby
and we're
boo-boo?
doing Christmas on Sunday, Aaron and I.
Yeah. So
Since-
you need to do it now.
Yeah.
You gotta get. He can't just sit there and watch you guys over.
No, I mean, he'll definitely. I mean, fuck. He just had a $40 bark box come to the door with extra
that
tennis
up.
balls.
Did you already give it to him?
The tennis balls are gone already. They got delivered on Saturday.
You got to do a better job at hiding that.
I can't. He knows. He sees it.
He sees the
He can
box.
read BARK.
Yeah, he
on
knows.
The box.
He
and
knows.
so the second I pick it
He's so
up on the
excited.
counter, ready to what's in there. So I just give him all his toys done. He gets it once a month.
Oh, I got them each a scratch box too.
Oh,
That's
I
the other
love
thing
that.
I got. I was like, there was one.
Did you
big
see
thing.
their Christmas scratch tree
I did.
with like the tunnels in the?
I did. I thought about getting them that, and I thought, you know what? Nona's just gonna rip it to shreds.
Yeah.
Because anything that's cardboard that she can hole punch with her fangs,
Yeah, you're right.
Nona's ripping that bitch apart.
Yeah, oh my God, I'm gonna have to. I think what we want to do for stockings is go to Target
Mm.
and like, all right, you have like $30. Like, give me something like fun.
That's
like,
a good. That's
or
a
even
good
like
one.
$40.
That'd be fun.
That way I can get a little earring or something.
Yeah, a little something.
And then Aaron has $40, and then we'll both do 10 each for all. We'll pick out one's boy. I was gonna I really like a nice puffer vest. Would be fun.
That'd be fun and cute. You should get that for him.
Or like a hoodie or something.
Didn't he used to have an orange one? Who had an orange one?
No,
Odie?
maybe. Ollie used to have an orange Christmas like sweater.
Okay, yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
And it was like green and orange.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. You
Like
should get him a
plaid.
puffer. He does need that.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think so too.
Like
okay.
like a leather puffer.
Yeah, I think
That's-
that looks sick on
like,
it. You
shut
can
up.
match mommy and daddy
Yeah.
with your parkas.
More
And then
parkas.
get him a blazer if he wants to match Auntie TT.
Okay, get him a blazer coming right up in the snow in the mountains.
Oh, God.
All right, guys, we hope you had a wonderful Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Love you guys so much. And we'll talk to you on Tuesday with your New Year's TBB. And happy motherfucking New Year. Happy New Year. That happened real fast. This is the quickest, most horrible year ever. Love you. Goodbye.
Love you. Bye.